Hello everyone.
Welcome to Research Set Go.
Today's topic is a very interesting one called invertebrates.
We will share what invertebrates are, what vertebrates are, and 6 interesting facts about them.
Now I would love to begin by asking Albert what invertebrates are.
Well, invertebrates are basically animals without backbones. For example, butterflies, octopuses, and turtles.
Is there a specific group of animals which consists of only invertebrates, Albert?
Actually, according to Science A to Z, arthropods, specifically insects and some sea creatures, have a large population of invertebrates. They make up to 97% of the entire animal kingdom.
Wow, very interesting. Invertebrates are amazing.
They sure are. Now, Josephine, can you please tell us what vertebrates are?
Sure, Albert. Vertebrates are simply animals with backbones, and backbones are the same as spines.
Can you please give us some examples of vertebrates, Josephine?
Sure, Albert. Some examples of vertebrates are elephants, birds, fish, lizards, frogs, and humans as well.
Are there any classified groups of them, Josephine?
Great question, Albert. Actually, there are. So, in total, there are 6 classes of animals. 5 of them are vertebrates, and the remaining group is the invertebrate group. The 5 classes that consist of vertebrates are mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, and amphibians. Which class is missing? The class that's supposed to be the invertebrate class.
Is it insects?
Great job, Albert. This explains why most invertebrates are insects, as you mentioned earlier. Now, I would like to share 3 interesting facts that I found when I was researching about invertebrates. And afterwards, Albert will share his 3 interesting facts about invertebrates as well.
Okay, Josephine.
So let's get started. My first fact is that the most basic form of an invertebrate is actually the sponge.
The sponge? You are definitely kidding.
No, I am not kidding, Albert. Multiple sites declare that the most basic form of an invertebrate is actually the sponge. This is because sponges do not have backbones, but they are living organisms. Also, sponges are not organized in organ systems or even tissue systems. So that explains it all. Sponges are very colorful and beautiful, and they live in the sea. There are many examples of sponges, as shown on the screen. Some examples of them are demosponges, calcareous sponges, and siliceous sponges. My second fact is that most invertebrates undergo something called metamorphosis.
What?
Metamorphosis, Albert.
Josephine, can you please tell me what metamorphosis is? Because I do not understand.
Yes, Albert. Metamorphosis is simply a scientific way of saying the changes that plants, humans, and animals undergo.
Can you please give us some examples, Josephine?
Yes, Albert. Some examples of metamorphosizing organisms are humans, butterflies, frogs, and plants. And as you can see on the screen, all of these organisms undergo major changes during their lifespan. Albert, please, do you remember when we were little and we were crawling on the floor? Well, we're getting bigger and taller, and we were crawling, and then we learned to walk, and then learned to run, and now we can ride bikes and scooters, and so many exciting things. So this shows how metamorphosis allows us to do so many amazing things. My third and final fact is that some invertebrates do not have heads.
Do not have heads? That is impossible.
Well, Albert, somehow these animals are able to adapt to what they have. And because it's who they are, they find different ways to be able to do things. And I'm pretty sure they live great lives without their heads.
Yes.
Some examples of headless invertebrates are jellyfish, starfish, sea cucumbers, and sea urchins. All right, Albert. Now that I have finished my 3 interesting facts, I think it's time for you to continue with your 3 interesting facts about invertebrates as well.
Josephine, thank you very much for sharing your cool facts about invertebrates.
You're welcome, Albert. I enjoyed sharing these facts very much.
My first fact is there are millions of invertebrates living in your house right now.
What? That is unbelievable. I mean, where are they? I don't see any. Can you please explain what this is all about?
Well, most invertebrates are insects, right?
Yes, Albert.
Let us think. What are some insects, Josephine?
Some examples of insects that I know are earwigs, ants, houseflies, and silverfish, as shown on the screen.
Right. Believe it or not, there are many invertebrates living around us. And you may never catch all of them because some of them you actually need, they're very tiny, and some of them you actually need to use a microscope in order to see them. They are called dust mites. They live in the dust, and if there are too many of them, you can get allergies.
Wow, Albert, that's so interesting.
My second fact is most invertebrates live in huge colonies. Some examples of them are ants, bees, sponges, and ladybugs, as shown.
Wow, Albert. It's amazing how there are, how one type of invertebrate is able to live in such huge numbers. Imagine we were some of them. That would be very interesting, and we would probably be squishing each other.
But somehow these animals are able to adapt and also thrive.
Yes.
And they work in good teams too.
It's incredible.
My third and final fact is there are 6 groups of invertebrates. They are cnidarians, sponges, annelid worms, echinoderms, arthropods, and mollusks.
I like the way that there are many types of invertebrates, and things are getting split into even more smaller groups. It shows how our world is so diverse. You know what, Albert?
What, Josephine?
Your interesting facts have been so helpful and interesting, and I've learned a lot.
You're welcome, Josephine.
So, I think it's time for us to wrap up our conversation.
Great idea, Josephine. Please do not forget that invertebrates are animals without backbones, like this beautiful blue morph butterfly.
And please do not forget that vertebrates are animals with backbones, like this happy elephant. Thank you so much for visiting Research Set Go.
See you at the next exploration with Albert and
Josephine.
Bye!
Take care.